What's up, MFs? Welcome back to the Snake Pit. This is episode 194. Today, my guest is Jilliann Ransom. She is a photographer and many other things, but I heard of her through her photography. She did a photo shoot, which included our lovely co-host, my lovely girlfriend, Hella Soft, Jennifer. So that's how I heard of her, and it was really cool. And she's kind of got doing this really cool thing here in Lubbock that we are also trying to do. We're similar things, different mediums. So it caught my eye, and she's kind of new to this stuff. I think she said January was her first photo shoot. So I'm glad like people are wanting to do things in Lubbock like this, and people are starting to be creative and let people see their creative side. So I really enjoyed this episode. If you listen to the first like 2 minutes, you hear me say, wow, this Bloody Mary is strong. So I kind of got a little drunk, sorry. And you will see at the end that we get really deep and we get kind of personal. But these are good things we need to be talking about. We had a good conversation otherwise. Well, throughout the whole thing, it was good. So I hope you guys enjoy it and follow her. So maybe if she does a little call casting, I guess that's what they call it. You guys can get in front of the camera if you've never done it. So it's pretty cool. If you're new, please subscribe. That is an easy way to support us. It's free. It's pretty simple. So if you have an email address and the YouTube app, it's like super simple. So please help us out there. We're also on patreon.com/snakepitstudios, where we do a bonus pirate radio episode every week. We're going to get back on the wagon with the cooking show, and Hella Soft presents Lords of Film will be out by the time this is out. So this is Sunday. I think the next one will be out on Wednesday. I don't know what today is, but she's going to get back and doing these consistently. And yeah, we're going to do a lot more stuff. So be on the lookout. Thank you guys. Follow us everywhere else. We'll see y'all. Everybody ready? And here we are. I don't know. We're getting close to 200 episodes. I'm so excited to do that. But can you please introduce yourself and let us know who I'm sitting here with?
I am Jilliann Ransom. I'm digital marketing specialist and novice photographer.
And a strong Bloody Mary maker, man. I'm gonna be drunk by the end of this. But I heard of you because you did a photo shoot with Jennifer, and I didn't know you did. What's her name? Josh's girlfriend. Sorry.
Aziza?
Alyssa.
Oh, Alyssa.
Oh, you did Aziza too?
Corinne.
Oh,
Yeah.
they're dating?
Oh,
Or partners?
you're talking about a different Josh. You're talking about Josh Brown and
Yes.
his wife. We're talking about Corinne has a boyfriend named Josh. Also,
I call him. He's Yash, the green hair dude.
Oh, I didn't know they were a thing. Okay, that's cool.
I don't know.
Yes.
putting everybody's business out there.
It's Josh. But Josh Brown is married to Aziza.
Yeah.
Okay. I got to shoot them a couple weeks ago too. So
Oh,
that's who I
nice.
thought. I haven't like released those yet. I'm still working on it, but those are going to be fire.
They're cool looking.
Yeah,
And cool.
I like what you do. Can you? How did that get started? What made you want to do all of this?
Well, I mean, Bradley and I were talking kind of earlier just about creating something here and kind of trying to make light of a scene that's already existing here. And I wanted to be able to do that. And I think that throughout this past year, I've met a ton of creative people, and I want everyone else to be able to see them. And like, you know, people that follow me see them and they're like, oh, that person looks really cool. They're doing kind of like what I'm doing, and being able to be kind of a platform for people to meet each other. And I think that's really important.
Did you listen to the analog junkie one that we did?
Yeah, most of it.
Where I was like, geez, I wonder who else is doing that. You know, because they were like, she's highlighting kids in their 20s.
Mhm.
I was like, oh, who else is? We kind of are doing the same thing. That's what I mean. Like, that's what I wanted to do. I want to highlight people in Lubbock, make something here. Because I want people to fucking want to come to Lubbock. And I like it. It's cool here. It has its, things, but
Every city does. So, I mean, every city has its ups and downs. And like, I think the most important thing about like marketing a city is to highlight people that are doing things here, like making things happen, like you guys or Jen or you make short films and, just putting your stuff out there and not being ashamed.
oh, give me a second. This is bothering me.
Yeah, it's been
How long have you been like doing photos and all that photography?
I would say seriously, my very first shoot was in January of this year.
Oh damn!
Yeah.
How was that? Can you tell me about that experience?
Oh.
What made you want to like? What made you take it seriously? Was there like a breaking point or?
I mean, I just kind of started meeting a lot of cool people, and I wanted to take pictures of them. I was like, "You look really sick," and I was trying to get into photography at the time, and like portraiture and taking pictures of people has always kind of been the route I wanted to go. So when I started meeting a lot of people that were doing stuff in Lubbock, and also I really loved their look, I was like, okay, I'm going to start doing this like now. Like, we're going to do it. And so I think my first shoot was with Miles Delgado. I don't know if you've met him before.
Miles?
Yes,
I think
he was one of the main characters in Carlos's Left 4 Dead film.
Oh yeah. I know what you're
Yeah,
talking about.
yeah.
Fuck, you were out there.
Yes, I
God
was.
damn.
It's a small world.
My fucking memory, Jesus Christ. Yeah. So that was your first time?
Yeah, it was him, this person named Kai, and my friend who's also doing photography, Sarah, were my first ever like subjects in a studio. And I actually used Cade Conway's studio for the very first time.
Dude, I like that studio. We did that last year.
Really?
He took pictures of us.
Took merch photos.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I saw those. Those were really sick.
Yeah. So you're not from here.
No.
So how did you get introduced to all these people? You just found them?
Well, I became friends with Jordan McCullough.
Shout out to him.
Shout out Jordan. We met my freshman year of college, and then we kind of like re-met and actually became friends my junior year, I want to say. And that was like his very beginning of like getting into the art scene, and we got pretty close. So he started like bringing me around like Two Docs, and we had started an organization also together at Rawls at that time called the Consulting Group. So we just started working with like Two Docs and Lively Society, and I just slowly kind of started hanging out with those people.
Yeah. Once you kind of get introduced, you kind of get immersed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Seconds, because it's such like, I mean, it relatively a small community, and everyone, kind of knows each other. So yeah, it happened really fast.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Lively. I haven't talked to that guy in a while.
Really?
Yeah, Philip. I like him. He's been on here before. So yeah, once you found out about it, you were just right in it.
Oh yeah, I was so excited because I mean, prior to that, I didn't know that type of stuff was happening around here. So yeah, and I think a lot of people don't know, especially students, unless they kind of like happen upon it or like happen to go to like First Friday and like meet someone they really vibe with, and then kind of get pulled in.
I really like this like new era of just like inclusion of like everybody just wanting everybody to have success. I think for so long, a lot of these, I don't want to say events, but so much was like almost like gatekept in a way, or just kind of people wanted to keep something very small or very like, if you know. But the thing is, like I've been noticing a lot of like networking or a lot of like, hi, this is me, this is what I do, and I've seen you before. Like people were just kind of shamelessly like, let's be friends, let's work together. And I love seeing that so much.
That's why I like going out to those things.
Yeah, like First Friday, the cast block party, Two Dogs flips, like anything local. We were at it for like a long time just because you would meet somebody or you would see familiar faces and get introduced to somebody else, and there's so much going on out here.
Yeah, I feel like if you're like a creative person here, you got to go to those.
Oh, yeah.
There's no not going to those.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's important. And you were at the cast last night?
Yeah,
How was that?
Oh, it was really fun. I think it's Catamaran and Dirt Waves. I missed the DJ that they had on like earlier in the
Shout
day.
out to Jade, $25 tier member on Patreon. Yeah, that's my girl. Shout out to her.
Hell yeah. No, they did a great show, and Aaliyah, Young Crybaby, had it in her studio. So she was helping with sound, and like it was just really fun to see. And it had a pretty good turnout, honestly.
It looked,
Yeah, I saw some videos. Josh Steelbones was out there, so he told me he had a good time out there. And it was a good turnout.
Yeah.
When you go to those things, are you taking pictures or did you just go?
Well, last night I just went. Tonight I plan on taking pictures. But I mean, sometimes I don't like bringing my camera because then I can't really enjoy myself. Like I'm going to be worried about like taking pictures and getting the right shots and everything. And I never like really am present and enjoying the moment. So I make an effort to like leave the camera at home, like when I go to shows sometimes.
Yeah, I feel you, because I've been thinking about going to I like doing like little interviews on the spot, but it's also, I kind of want to have fun. I don't want to worry about all my fucking equipment and being on point. So it's like a balance too, because that's fun. I like going out there and kind of working a little bit, you know, making shit for YouTube. But sometimes you just want to have fun. Actually, that's most of the time for me, because I'm fucking drunk off my ass. I need to get better about it. I'm sorry, but I'm not doing. I'm not doing too well today, because I'm already gonna be buzzed off this damn drink right here. But what can you do? It's Saturday. We're gonna have a good time.
Yeah.
You want another drink?
No, I'm okay right now. I'm still drinking my little matcha.
I
gotta wake up.
Can you go back a little bit? Let me look at these pictures. So, what was like? So the whole idea of this was to highlight people. Like,
yes,
you just put it out on Instagram, right? Like, does anybody want to be a part of it, or did you pick kind of who you wanted?
I had a couple people originally lined up, because this was kind of like a rescheduled shoot, and the shoot was originally supposed to be something completely different, but it just didn't feel like, I don't know, it didn't feel passionate enough. And then I was like, oh, I've had this idea for a long time. So I had some of the people from the last shoot. And then, I did an open call where I had like some of my friends post on their stories, like, does anyone want to be a part of this? It's kind of just going to be like a very vague theme. And then going to be a chance to kind of just, I said, shout into the void. And that's kind of what it was.
Let's go through a little bit more. Let me see some more. I like this one.
Thanks.
Of course.
Yeah, Jen killed it, bro. Everyone was like main character energy as fuck. They were obsessed with her.
And something like this, is this like kind of digital? You know what I mean? Like a little bit of effects on it. How did you do this?
Oh, I just used like Photoshop and Canva to make all the effects and put it together in a way I wanted.
Is Canva pretty good?
Yeah, I love it.
I know a lot of people use it. I've heard about it.
If you, so a lot of people like use Photoshop, but honestly, Photoshop gives me such horrible anxiety. And I know Canva really well. I've been working with it for like the past 3 years. So I know how to manipulate it to almost do like Photoshop-y stuff.
Yeah, you can do that on the phone too, right? It's an app.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Shout out to these two dudes.
Analog junkie.
Yeah, I made so many friends from this shoot.
That's awesome.
And I got so many clients out of it.
Did you cut Emma's hair?
So I cut Emma's hair. I used Paige as a model, and I did her cut and color. And then Audrey hit me up, and I did her color. But then I think one of them, somebody else referred like 2 people to me or something like that. I had referrals from this though.
Dude,
yeah.
Yeah.
So like, what's up, homies? Thank you, Jill.
Oh, that's over here.
Yeah.
I did too.
No, just thank you.
That's awesome. Like, that's exactly what I wanted. Like, I wanted everyone, and I was so happy. You know, this was the biggest shoot I've ever done with this many people. And I was, you know, I knew everyone was cool and everything, but, you know, vibes can be off, or a little thing could, you know, happen, or something that was my fault. And it was just so perfect how everyone just got along.
Yeah, no, it was the best vibe. You had killer fucking playlists, so you set the vibe. I think that matters the most.
I was going to ask you, how do you set the vibe? Like, what are some important things?
You had champagne or wine?
I had champagne.
You should have brought one of these.
I know. I bought like 4 bottles of champagne before, because I was like, I knew people were going to be waiting around while I did the individuals. And I was like, you know what? It's always easier to wait around with something in your hand. So I was like, I'm going to get some champagne. I made like a huge playlist that I knew people would fuck with. And I was like, this is going to hopefully.
And like everybody was really cool, and everybody was like equally excited to be there. So it's like, as people were walking in, it was like, hey, what's your name? Who are you? You know, or it's like, I remember I walked back in from something, and I think it was like Emma was like, we've already seen your hair page. We've already seen your hair page. We were wondering, you know, and I was like, dude, oh my God, it's so cool, awesome. You know? And so, but everybody was so awesome doing that. Like, I was really nervous about like, dude, what if I'm just like not up to par with these people? Or like, what if like I can't model? And like everybody was like, oh my God, everybody's killing it. It's so fun. Let's do this. Let's do that. It was cool.
Yeah. And at the very end, I remember the actual, like, the really sick pictures of Jen in the middle and everyone kind of around her like this.
Mhm.
I think that was actually Carrie's idea.
Yeah.
She was,
it.
yeah, we were like about to finish up. She's like, oh, I just had like this huge idea. And she like presented, those are like my favorite pictures. And that's also like another beautiful part about shooting people is like, you know, when you do have a good relationship, when you're shooting them, they get excited and they're like, oh, let's try this. Like, let's try this. And like, you can see their confidence growing, and it's just such kind of a beautiful process.
Awesome.
So you're pretty open, like when during the process if somebody suggests something.
Oh,
You're
yeah,
open to that?
I love that. Yeah, I absolutely love that. I want it to be like a collaborative thing. Like, it's not just me doing you a service, like we're working together.
Dude, that's pretty cool. Damn it, I should have went. I should have fucking went. Check it out. I like Cade's studio, man. It's pretty nice.
It is. And he's been so like hospitable, like letting me rent it out and cleaning it up before. And he was excited because he got to be in the shoot. I was like, man, you're always behind the camera. Like, come on, let's get you in front. You're doing stuff too. But yeah.
Can you scroll down some more? I want to see some of those other ones. So this was like your biggest one, like the major one?
Yeah. Or like, I've never shot 10 people at one time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I hope to like do more of this kind of stuff. Like, this is definitely not the end all be all or anything. Like Josh and Aziza's shoot, I had so they're moving, and like they wanted like something of their house, like them in their house, and like just some stills of like, you know, how life was here and everything. And so I ended up sending them like a big form that kind of asked about like living together, their relationship, their favorite things about the house, their favorite memories in it, and everything. So hopefully I can kind of like work that almost into something like I did with this one.
So there's a little bit of homework you do before you.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like a questionnaire.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit, that's pretty cool.
I thought that was so cool because it wasn't just like a here's this person. Like, it was like, tell me about yourself, but also like I think that was just so cool that you brought editorial to Lubbock. I think you're the first one who's brought editorial to Lubbock. You know what I mean? And so it like in that interview format and like an actual like constructed, you know, format like that. I loved it. That's why I was just like, oh fuck yeah, we got to work together in the future.
Awesome. Yeah, I grew up reading like Vogues, like I was, you know, or just like Teen Vogue or fashion magazines. And I loved when like I remember something that like resonated with me was this interview they did with Carly Kloss, probably one of like the biggest models ever. And it was a very thematic shoot. She had grown up doing ballet or something, so they like photographed her in a studio and like had these beautiful ballet pictures, but they wrote a whole story about like her childhood and how she grew up and like how she got into the career. And I was just like, damn, that's, I mean, beautiful pictures and everything, but there's a story behind it. And I know like pictures tell 1,000 words or whatever, but like words plus pictures. And I love to write too, so like
that's awesome.
I'm trying not to sound loud. I'm eating this pickle. Here you go, Jen.
ASMR.
Dude, weren't we just talking about doing a newsletter magazine on Pirate Radio?
Yeah.
I kind of want to do that. See, like, are you familiar with Barstool Sports?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm subscribed to their vlog, and I wanted to do something like that, man, like weekly or.
That would be really cool.
But adding pictures would even be cooler. Now that I think about it. I'm not a writer. I guess you only get better if you fucking try, right? Like, you just gotta do it.
Yeah.
I need to learn how to do that because that seems fun. Like, I don't know, like almost, I see it just like journaling and then just letting people fucking read it.
Yeah, I mean, that would be awesome. And especially since, like, I don't know, y'all have so many. Jen has her movie
Just the wind I was looking at.
podcast. Okay. And then y'all have this. And then Pirate Radio, would it be kind of like a all collaborative type thing? Like you'd have like tidbits from everything, or would there be
Well, this was like we kind of just brainstormed drunk on Thursday, but I've always had this idea of doing what Barstool does and just having like a whole bunch of people working for what would soon be Snake Pit Studios and whatever avenue they want to, whatever they want to. Movies, we like movies and fucking music. I like talking about, now I'm a country boy. Shout out to Bradley. I like country now. I want to talk about that shit. And we like comedy. Just shit that's going on in Lubbock. I didn't know. There's a lot of people that like to read. I don't like to read, but I know there's a lot of people who read. So, maybe we can keep them up to date or just talk shit. Who cares? It's free. It's almost pretty easy just to send it out there. If people read it, then fuck it. Let it happen. So I've been thinking about that. But Barstool Sports, that's what I want to make this into. And we can all just be, in the future, just have a fucking studio and just hang out and be creative and film. He's doing another short film.
Ooh.
Or it's actually a feature. So
my bad. He's doing a feature film and shit. I just want to be around creative people.
Yeah, no, and that would be awesome if y'all are all working together under one kind of collaborative thing where they would have like a platform to, with the newsletter, like write a story about something they found interesting or,
Could be a good idea.
Yeah.
What are some of your plans that you have? Are you going to stay around Lubbock?
I don't know. I just signed a lease. I'm actually like moving in after this.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I go pick up my keys. My car is filled to the brim right now. But
thanks for coming to do this.
Of course, I was so excited. But I honestly don't know. I just kind of want to feel it out. Like I said, I feel like relatively new to everything. I've only really gotten serious about this year. So I just kind of want to see where the future takes me. I'm going to continue to meet new people and be there to support everyone in the way I can. And if I feel like at the end of this year, I've done my due diligence here and I think that I would be better suited somewhere else, then I'll go somewhere else. But if I think that my journey here is not done, I'll stay here. I mean,
that's awesome.
I respect that. But I hope you stay here. Man, we need more people like you here. We need to build something.
Yeah.
Well, and I was telling Roy too, I mean, not just here in Lubbock, just the state of Texas itself, like, it's a fun time to be living here right now because even everyone's moving to Austin and Dallas and Houston, and those are great cities. I love those cities, but here in Lubbock, it feels like you're kind of like in your own Minecraft world where you could just build on top of it here. Because the thing about cities like those and places like LA, someone's already something there. And right now is a good place to be here in Lubbock because you could build on top of what's here and you could take advantage of what other people are doing too and really build off of that because there's so many creatives here that are trying to make something happen. And I just hope it within 5-10 years it's going to become something pretty amazing.
Yeah. And like Jen was saying earlier, it used to be like very exclusive and like gate kept type of thing. And everyone was trying to just like stay in their own little burrow and do them. But like right now it's been like, or at least for like, from what I've seen, like everyone wants to talk to everyone. Like, oh, you're doing this, I'm doing this. Like, let's find a way to make it work together. And like everyone's in a very like collaborative spirit. And you're right. Like that is something to be taken advantage of, especially in like I would say like a non-established scene where, everyone's still kind of on the same level.
It's ripe for the picking here, man. I'm telling you, you just need to fucking come here.
Well, because since I was born and raised here, from what I've seen as a kid and, growing up into high school, it's always seemed like Lubbock was very, where if someone was good at something, like if someone's a great guitar player, they want to be the only great guitar player. And if there's other ones, they try to shut them down. But right now, I feel like people are very, supportive of each other. So I just hope that continues. I hope it doesn't become we're like, oh, well, I'm better than this guy. And, I could outperform this because it just becomes a big mess when that does happen. And your community doesn't grow if you have that kind of attitude.
Where do you think this collaborative spirit has come from? Why do you think it's happening?
I think it's just our generation.
We're fed up with shit or what?
Our generation's grown and we're very different compared to the last generations.
I think maybe honestly, maybe the pandemic kind of realized.
That's what I would say. Like post-COVID made people social.
Like, oh, shit.
Yeah. They were like, I don't like being alone and isolated. Like they kind of realized the value of community.
Yeah.
Is what it boils
down to.
It
is very important. I've kind of had a new mindset too. I was listening to Joe Rogan. They're like, obviously he's the fucking biggest in the world. They're like, how do you stay like that? And he was like, because I want everybody to succeed. I'm going to be happy for everybody. And I've kind of adopted this mentality because I kind of did have that mentality.
I mean, there's literally enough to go around for everybody.
There's enough.
You know what I mean? So it's just like, why would you, feel otherwise, in a lot of aspects? Like,
sometimes you get frustrated
Competitive
when you get
spirit.
Yeah.
I think sometimes when you get frustrated that you're not doing well, you want to blame other people and get mad at other people, and that's happened with me. Well, it did. I was like, well, fuck them, why am I not? You want to compare to other people, but then I'm like, well, they're doing better than me, so I'm happy for them. Good for them. They're making Lubbock better. I'll get mine when I get mine. I gotta just buckle down. That's, I think, has been for me anyways, new. And it's been working out. I feel a lot better, I'll tell you that.
That's
You don't want to have that negative energy around you, especially if you're trying to create something, man. You don't need that shit because it's too hard to even, it's hard enough. You want to add on. So that's what but yeah, I think we're going down the right path. I'm happy, people. I hope it's not I hope it's all genuine. That's all I hope. I hope people are being genuine out here.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if I'm not in control of that, but I can only hope.
Yeah. I'm a very trusting person, so everyone, I'm like, oh my god, I love you guys. Like, you could literally stomp on me and I'm fine. But yeah, no, I do too. I mean, I hear some things around, some people will tell me don't trust this person, and that does make me sad to hear at some points, but I mean, that's just personal beef. That's not reflective
Exactly.
of kind of how everyone is, but that hearing stuff like that definitely does get me down a little bit.
Yeah, you got to be careful with that, because doing this, I've met a lot of people and I've heard that shit too. And then I meet them, I'm like, what are you guys talking about?
Yeah.
I shouldn't have never listened to you. So I don't really try to listen to that shit anymore.
Yeah.
It ruined me last year, I'll tell you that. Another reason. I was just listening to everybody talk shit about other people and I was believing it.
Really?
And I was like, no, I don't want to have them on the podcast. And then I meet them, I'm like, fuck, I was wrong. Sorry. So you got to be careful with that too. What are some inspirations you've had growing up? Who has inspired you? Any, whether it be small or big?
I mean, I was a big reader, and I would say I am. So, I mean, just stories about humanity. My dad was and is still a really big inspiration to me, even though we are completely opposite. He is extremely religious and he can have some very radical conservative views that I do not agree with and everything. But I think as a whole, very intelligent man. He's 80 years old and still doing it. He's actually learning Greek right now that he can read the OG version of the Bible.
Oh, shit. Hey,
So,
shout out to him.
Yeah,
Damn.
no, he's teaching himself Greek. He's just a very lifelong learner. He does have some ideologies that are very closed-minded, but I think that he, as a person, is a very open-minded person and is always willing to discuss anything with anybody without hate or without any prejudice, at least at the beginning. And just above all, he loves to learn, whether it be about people or a topic or anything. And so I think he's kind of passed that down on to me. I'm just a lifelong learner. I love asking people questions. I love knowing about people. And then, photography plays into that. But I think I've adopted a lot of his curiosity. He still has the wonder of a child, which I think is super important throughout all of life. So I would definitely say my dad. Shout out him.
Dude.
He's an awesome person.
You said he's almost 80?
He is 80.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty cool. I think curiosity has driven me more than anything. I almost to the point where I'm nosy. I just love, I fucking love learning shit about right now, learning about people. I'm trying to learn about the human nature. You know what I mean? How people operate. That's why I like doing this. I want to learn about why people do what they do. It's cool you're doing photography, or it's cool a guy's a guitar player. I'll listen to your music. I like it, but I want to know why did you pick up that guitar? Why did you pick up that camera? What makes people do what they do? And I like learning is just I think now in the time we are in, listening to people is one of the most important things we can do, whether you like what they're saying or not. I think listening is the most important thing.
So exactly. And it just sucks because we are in a climate that can be very polarizing should you decide to hone in on that. I want to focus on, I don't agree with you on this, or I don't agree with you on this, or this is what we have different. And individuality should be celebrated. And that is something beautiful about humanity. But I think right now is a time to really hone in on our shared humanity. There are so many things that make us different, and that's beautiful. But at our core, like there are so many things that make us.
I'm about to get the
I
flash.
touched it. Ah.
You touched it.
Punch it out of the air.
It's just a fly.
Could be a bee.
Sorry about that. Yeah.
You're good. But like there are so many things that make us so similar. Like I mean, obviously I feel like you know this. Like you've talked to a lot of people and everything, and there are a lot of commonalities which all make us human and that make us the same. Like we all are pursuing something that we hope will fulfill us or make us happy or make us more full. And that's super awesome. And
What makes you happy?
driving with my car windows down and listening to good music.
What kind of music do you listen to? Now we're in the interview. Yeah, what's like? What do you listen to right now?
Right now, I've been listening to a lot of the Marias, and do you listen to them?
Mhm.
Oh my god,
I got hooked on them. They did a cover of Britney Spears' "Hit Me, Baby, One More Time."
They did. Oh, I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have
Such
to
a
listen
good
to that.
cover.
Oh
Such
my
a good
God.
cover.
I think I listened to Hush, and I was like, oh my god, this is a badass like.
They're so dreamy.
Yes, they're so dreamy, but yet so like kind of like. I don't know, like
Yeah.
edgy, like
Yes.
almost like. I don't want to say punk, but like. There's definitely like a dark side to some of their songs. There's this one song, I think it's like Mice in the Room or A Mouse in This Room, and that one's really like melodic and dreamy, but kind of like dark. And I like darker tempoed music. I would say I definitely am more drawn to that.
Play a little bit. Let me hear it. If they have some.
Shit.
And that one album cover where it's like the swan and her and the red
Yeah.
behind it. I adore that as well.
You should look up the Marias' "Hit Me, Baby, One More Time." There you go.
Shout out to Britney Spears.
She just got married.
Oh, did she?
Mhm.
Isn't she pregnant?
I don't know. I believe she had a miscarriage actually.
Oh, sorry.
Aw.
Yeah, during her or before her wedding.
Is it on here?
You might need to turn it up on your part.
I did.
Oh, okay.
Something wasn't right. Oh, baby, I shouldn't have let
I was laughing at you too.
you say you can show me how you want it to be. Tell me, baby, 'cause I need to know now. Because my loneliness is
Alright,
killing me.
I found this song in an H&M. Of course. Of course I
Really?
did. Yeah.
I don't mean.
I heard it and I was like, this is Britney. And I like pulled out my Shazam.
Oh my
And I was
God,
hooked.
yes.
Yeah.
And everything about their aesthetic is so beautiful.
Oh,
Like,
I love a dark romance sad girl aesthetic. I'm a
Mhm.
sucker for it.
Same. That's why like the whole obsession with red recently. It's like red and black.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
very in that.
Yeah.
Deep in that.
I love it.
This is pretty cool.
So you said you like country. Tell me a couple. Put me on some.
Waylon Jennings. Go listen to that motherfucker because I played some last night and I'm not gonna say who, but she was very annoyed at it.
I
She
was very annoyed at it.
She was.
I was tired. I was hurting.
What's his name? Charlie Crockett.
Charlie Crockett.
He's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go see
I
him.
love Charlie Crockett.
I looked out and just bought tickets like right on the spot. I'm like front row. I'm so
heck
fucking excited.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Midland's gonna be here that Friday. So that's Wednesday. That'll be here on Friday. I'm learning all of this shit because he put me on, and I'm like, fuck, I like this shit. I like getting drunk to this shit. It's fun.
Yeah.
Jen doesn't like it.
Mm-mm.
You're not big on country. I mean, other
I
than
just
Called it.
wasn't
She called
about
it yee yee shit. That's what she said.
Because I just, you know what? I just wasn't in the mood for it yesterday.
yeah.
I took a really hard fall yesterday. The last thing I want to fucking listen to is Waylon Jennings. No disrespect to the Waylon Jennings lovers. I don't hate him. But guess what? My back hurts. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I want to sit in silence. I want the AC blowing.
Sit in silence.
Man,
Yeah,
My bad.
Waylon Jennings is best to listen to in a hot garage with a bunch of beers.
With a bunch of boys.
Yeah.
It's got to be a vibe. You got to
Yeah.
set the vibe for
Yeah.
it.
Mhm.
Or when you're eating barbecue.
Yeah.
So yeesh it.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. I like it.
No. Do you listen to Culture Wall?
I've heard of him, but I haven't listened to him enough. Yeah.
He's really good.
Yeah.
He's popular, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Who's the guy you like? Orville Peck?
I like Orville Peck.
Oh,
That
I
guy.
like him too.
That's he showed me him too, and I really like this shit.
Mhm.
I got into him purely on the aesthetic, and then I really just like the music.
I
So-
like. Oh,
I was just gonna say shout out to these two for putting me on to good music. I really enjoy what they've been showing me, especially this fool.
I love him.
I like the punk cowboy thing that's like coming up with like
Yes.
Casey Musgraves and like him and
Yeah.
like.
Like me and like Josh. and
Cool thing about him is he was a skateboarder back in the day. And he signed a deal with Zero, which is a skateboard.
the little skull, right?
Yeah, the little skull. They released his own board.
Dude, that's actually really
Oh,
cool.
that's awesome.
That's a really nice board.
Yeah.
And he's Canadian, of all places.
I knew that. I thought you told me that.
Yeah.
Having a skateboard would be pretty cool.
Do you skate?
No, but having my own skateboard would be cool. Just having it hanging up on the wall.
Yeah.
Bradley skates a little bit, don't you? You skateboard?
I don't do like crazy tricks, but I get on the board and ride around on
Do you
campus.
skateboard or do you longboard?
Uh,
Or both?
I don't like longboards, so
Okay.
pretty much what I did was I got a regular size skateboard and turned it like with big wheels where I could just cruise around
Oh,
because there's a lot of rocks here.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I have these not inline skates, but like the ones with the four. And I like spent 3 hours cruising around campus one day, and like every 5 minutes it was like fucking
Yeah, there's-
hitting rocks and like the uneven pavements. And
Yeah,
everything.
because the wheels I got, they're called they're Bones brand, but they're called Rough Riders. So they're like bigger rubber wheels where they're able to go over the rocks compared to like the regular ones where as soon as you hit, you go flying forward.
Really?
Yeah.
What are that? What is the brand?
They're called here, I'll show you. It's a band called Bones,
It's the first time ever having an olive.
I don't like olives. I want to be.
but they're
an
like
olive
these
girl.
bigger wheels. And a lot of film skateboarders that do film,
Mm-hmm.
because you don't want to have, when you have a camera in your hand, when you're riding, a lot of times it looks like real shaky, but these go straight through. So it's able to have a more smoother ride with it.
Yeah. Do they make those for like? Could I put them on like my skates?
I don't know about skates. You might have to look into that.
I must admit, I don't know how to skate, but I want to learn. I want to go spend time at like a skating rink, though, like having
So
like
I follow this girl on Instagram. Her name is Metal as Fuck, and she like skates on roller skates, like
Uh-huh.
on like those 4-wheel things.
Yeah.
She's such a
she'll go to
and
like
she
the
makes
skate
it
park.
look so cool. She makes it look so cool. I wish I had that kind of balance. Like that's good.
I'm in this group called CIB Lubbock, and I think it's like just roller skates. And they like will go to the skate parks. There was this one chick who was in there. I think her was like absolutely relative, and she will like go down like half pipes.
She'll
and,
drop
like, do
down?
flips and like
Yeah.
she can do some crazy stuff. And I was like, holy cow! Like she'll I'm not a skater, but you like get on like the side and you like go across, and she'll like do that on her skates.
Yeah.
Like
She'll like grind them.
yes,
Oh, okay.
like it's super cool. But no, there's like even like a roller skating scene here.
There was a roller derby team for the longest time, like a
Mhm.
women's
Is that movie
team.
called Whip?
Yeah.
Whip It.
Yeah.
So I remember when I was really young, I went to go see that movie with my friends, and outside of the movie like theater, when they were selling tickets, they had signups for you to join to try out for the roller thing.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I was like 12, so of course my mom said no.
We should ask them to kick our ass. That'd be fun. Like we go
There's-
put on pads and they just beat us
There's
up.
There's a big team in Amarillo.
Fucking Amarillo gets all the
Yeah.
cool shit, dude.
Dude, Amarillo does have some cool stuff.
God damn it, those motherfuckers. Man, I'm
Spring Breaker, is that what the flyer says?
spring.
Oh my god.
That's pretty cool.
What?
Fucking Amarillo. Fuck y'all
Bomb
motherfuckers.
City Bombshells.
Yeah, that's what they're called.
That's pretty cool, actually. I take that back.
Hey, they're having casting calls right now.
Yeah, we went to a car show in Amarillo, and they were promoting it outside, and you could tell like them girls could be linebackers for the NFL.
I was like, that looks like a big girl.
But there are some of those girls where you could tell like they work out, like they have that form in their arms and their shoulders, like they're.
I'm putting this out there. If you guys want to make a YouTube series video where we go out and work out with y'all, and you guys just destroy us, I'm down. I'm totally down. That'd be fun.
I love working out.
What do y'all's go-to workouts? Are y'all more like cardio or weights? I see y'all have like a whole weight room.
I run a lot.
Really?
I run a lot. I do weights. I do kickboxing.
Kickboxing.
HIIT training. You name it, I'll do it.
Jen's the workout person. She does it all.
Hell
She's
yeah.
killing it.
Have you liked working out in this 100-degree weather?
I do it, yeah. So summertime is my favorite season, especially to run. I'll wait till like 1, 2 in the afternoon, and I'll hit it when it's like 100 degrees. Yeah, I love it. I utilize the heat. I utilize the sweat I can do. Like, I love it. I love sweating. It's clean. It feels
Sweating
clean.
is good for you.
I like
really
doing
is.
that.
Yeah.
I like doing that when I'm not working construction, because since I've been working tile, like once I'm in that heat all day, I'm like, I don't want to run in the
Oh,
heat.
because that's
That's when you-
exhausting.
that's
when
when
you
you need to.
exhausting once you're out of it.
That's when you need to go.
But when I was working at the bank, I would go run in the 100-degree weather all the time.
Running, I've just gotten into running. I'm forcing myself to like it. It sucks. But I need to. I have too much anxiety builds up that I just need to get it out. And I don't want to do it other ways. So running and kickboxing, we do that. That's fun. I like kickboxing.
My
I feel
stuff
like I'm a weapon.
my stuff is regular boxing and yoga.
Yoga.
Yeah.
That's my forte.
There's a place called Body on University. It's right next to Varsity Bookstore. There's a nice little studio.
Is it
It's like up in the
upstairs?
loft,
Okay,
yeah.
I've seen that
Mhm.
one.
Yeah, that's a good place.
Okay, I went to I think it's called Tribute Power Yoga. It's like this little studio, but they do hot yoga. So you're into sweating. They turn that up to 100 degrees, and you're in there for an hour doing like, it's intense. Like when
Oh,
you think
yeah.
of yoga, you
Yoga
think
is like hard. It's so much core.
Yeah, because I'll be going and you could tell all these fit girls be in there, and they're doing it like nothing, and I'm over here. You can just see my sweat just dripping on the mat.
dude. Yeah. Last time I went, I actually I didn't realize how much I would sweat, so I didn't put a towel on my yoga mat, and they were like, okay, half air splits or whatever, and my foot slips on my own sweat, and I just bonk my head on the ground.
Damn.
Well, I've
I've done that.
I've taken my watch with me when I do yoga, and there's some sessions where I burn close to 850 calories just from one session.
Oh, yeah.
Would you ever do goat yoga or whatever the fuck? Those little baby goats. Have you
Wait,
seen
what?
that?
No,
They
I've
do
not.
it in
Yeah.
a little pen, and there's goats everywhere.
No.
I'd
I've
be
seen
afraid.
the puppy yoga.
Oh, I
wouldn't
would
be-
do puppy yoga.
I
You
would
wouldn't
not
be
be able
doing
to,
yoga.
I wouldn't be able to do the yoga. I'd be playing with the dog. It'd be too hard. I want to play with the puppy. I haven't seen him on Instagram lately. Damn.
Yeah, I've been working out lately, but the only thing that hurts me is that's why I'm trying to get
Office.
that's why I'm trying to get a job where I'm inside, because either as soon as I get home, I'm just exhausted. I don't feel like doing, but I've been pushing myself lately. But another thing too is when you work construction, everyone that's around you, we always make stops at Stripes or McDonald's, to get a drink, and everyone gets a Dr. Pepper or a candy bar. And I'm like, okay, I'll get one too.
Yeah, no, for sure. I especially feel you on you don't want to work out. You've been working out all day, basically.
Mhm.
I've had a couple of friends who work construction and went to office jobs. And they're yeah, office jobs suck, but after work, I actually feel like doing something. But
Roy be working out on the lawn though.
I'll tell you, dude. Well, after working all day in the sun and then working out, you feel better.
Yeah.
You feel way better. You get all that bullshit out. Because I'd be pinning that shit up, and I have to find ways to get it out, or I'm gonna fucking explode. And sweating, kickboxing. Oh man, I love kickboxing. It's a good way to get all that, exercise your demons. I'm trying to do better about getting everything out and not letting things eat inside me, because that has blown up in my face multiple times in a lot of areas of my life.
yeah.
Why am I being personal on this podcast today? Jesus.
Okay.
Bloody Mary.
These fucking people don't need to know my life. Jesus.
I was gonna say, what do y'all think like the emotion that y'all struggle with the most is, or like, you know, just like struggle maintaining or
Fucking Bloody Marys. I have, you know what it is? I've been dealing with not sadness. What is it? Like when my friend died, I've been dealing with that all year and trying to do that in a healthy manner. And that has been fucking just, it's been an exercise in itself. Like that's the one I actually struggle with even just letting myself be happy. Like, you know, I feel like, oh, I shouldn't be happy. Why am I happy? Like, you know, I didn't deserve that happiness but right now it's the sadness or grief or whatever the fuck it is.
yeah.
I've been struggling with that. I'm not gonna lie to you. These fucking Bloody Marys. Jesus, I need to quit. Yeah, that's been hard, man. That's been hard.
Do you think it's like kind of almost survivor's guilt type thing? Like,
I have guilt, but not survivor's guilt. But I feel bad. He was a drunk, and you know, I didn't do enough. Maybe I don't know.
yeah.
I've been thinking about that lately. Shout out to Tyrone out there, wherever the hell he's at. Maybe we'll see each other again. But yeah, that's what I've been dealing with. Those emotions, and then I get drunk, and it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to deal with those emotions. What about you? What was the original question? Fuck. Motherfucker.
Like what is an emotion you struggle kind of like coming to terms with? Like, you know.
Oh, yeah.
So I guess just all that.
Well, what about you? Is that my dog?
Yeah, I think so.
Fred's like, I have to go.
Which one do you struggle with a little bit?
Do we
Nah, she's cool.
are you sure?
Let me go.
That's the first time I've heard your dog.
It's a hound.
Beagle.
Yeah.
She's being a hound right now.
She's so sad.
Is she a beagle?
Yeah.
Oh.
Big old lady.
I'm sweating over here.
Turn the fan towards you a little bit.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I think it's kind of just been blowing my way.
Yeah. This damn vodka got me.
And I told you it was strong.
It was strong.
I would say anger though. I've struggled with like major depressive disorder, or that's what they diagnosed me with like my whole life. But I don't think that it really manifests itself in me in like sadness or like sloth or laziness or anything. It's definitely anger for me. I haven't like I've dealt with it a lot when I was like 15, 16, 17, 18. Not so much now, but it definitely took years of learning how to manage that and like direct, because anger is like such a strong emotion, but you can channel that energy into other things that are definitely more constructive than, you know, kicking a hole in your wall or yelling at someone you love.
What were you angry about? Or is that just what it was?
No, so y'all can cut this out if this is too personal, but like
It's up to you. We can leave it if you want. I'm gonna leave it all of this, what I just said. So
I watched my mom die of cancer when I was 11. Well, 9, 10, 11. And then like my dad had a really hard time coping with it, and like
Is it okay that I like let them outside?
yeah, it was.
Okay. Cool.
But yeah, my dad had a really hard time like dealing with that, and he never really talked to my sister or I about it. And then he got remarried to this woman he met online, and was just kind of like dragging us around the country for like 3 years. And I think I was really angry about that. And then like my stepmom and I had a horrible relationship growing up because anyway, yeah, we didn't have a great relationship. And so I was angry at my father for like putting someone in my life that I didn't like. And at the time, like I didn't understand, you know, anything about the situation really. And I think that now that I'm older and can look at it from like almost like a disassociative perspective, I definitely see, you know, my dad was trying his best and like the situation was just kind of shitty. And, you know, the anger was definitely mismanaged and like misdirected. But I think I was just angry about a lot of that, which I feel like anyone would be, maybe.
Yeah. Like another thing I think about our generation is we're learning how to deal with our emotions. And that's something that like previous generations didn't really talk about.
Yeah. And it's the fact that they didn't talk about it
Yeah.
made it so taboo. And they were like, oh, like no one has emotions. I just sit my head down and like go to work and do what I need to do to get by. But it's like, no, like very much so. What is that psychological pyramid? And it's like self needs or like the needs, Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Like
Can you
that
look that
is, like you have to take care of yourself and your emotions first. You're not going to be able to be there for other people or be there for your job or be there for your family. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
What is it called?
Actual science. Maslow's hierarchy of needs. I think there's a V in there. It's
Let's
like,
just see how he spells.
Maz?
yeah.
Not even. Was it?
MASLOV and then hierarchy of needs. Oh,
There it is.
Maslow's.
There it is.
So yeah, like this is basically like the order in which like you have to take care of yourself. And if like one of those things is failing, I used to be a psych major. If one of those things is failing, like you're not going to be able to like really fully support anyone on the other levels. So if you're,
is the bottom one the most important one?
I mean, that's things that you have to do to be able to get to the second, and then the second to get to
okay.
the third. So like physiological is like breathing, food, water, sex, sleep, homeostasis, excretion. What? Okay. Your body needs to be functioning.
Damn.
You gotta poop. And then safety, which is like just security, job, having enough resources to provide, morality, family, health, property. And then you can work on like the next steps, which is like building your friendships, making sure family's okay, making sure your sex life is good. And then the next step would be like after you have fulfilled those three is like working on your self-esteem, your confidence, other achievements, really putting yourself out there for other people. And then like self-actualization is like once you have, or once you feel like fulfilled in those four, then you can like really concentrate on your self-actualization, which is like where you stand on morality, creativity, and all those other things. So, I mean, this is like a science-backed proven thing, which is crazy that they would try to ignore like mental health for so long, because obviously you're not going to be able to get to those top ones if you're not taking care of your body or your mind.
So just without one of these, everything's pretty much messed up.
I mean, I wouldn't say completely messed up, but it's going to affect like the ones on top of it.
Yeah.
Definitely those bottom ones.
I mean, that's probably why a lot of people that struggle through poverty don't kind of have trouble getting out of that mental state of just being stuck and staying in that loop of where they are.
No, of course. I mean, people say that like poverty is the most like the hardest cycle to break because like you are stuck in like a mindset and a community and kind of like struggling to get your basic needs met. Like, how are you supposed to concentrate on, I don't know, trying to be creative or like putting out for a community or, you know, doing anything else except for like trying to support yourself?
Well, like just for example, like I guess security of body, like I feel like that's because I'd taken I didn't major in it, but I took psychology and sociology, where a lot of minorities struggle with that just because based off where they're living at. You know, if you're living in a bad neighborhood, your mental state's not going to fully like develop because you're just worried all the time.
Yeah, you got other things to worry about.
Yeah, it's just like someone's going to break in my house. You know, my kids are here, and there's just like a lot of stuff like that. I feel like that you can relate to that.
Yeah, 100%.
What are some of those emotions you struggle with, Brad?
What do I struggle with? I guess a few years ago, like I had started doing therapy. I don't go anymore, but that was when I was at Tech. I guess I struggled a lot with, for some reason, I was always thought I'm alone. Like no one understands how I am personally. So I had a moment where I felt like I couldn't connect with anyone. But, you know, I guess there's that. There's trying to think. I guess just self-esteem, like where sometimes I get in this real like mindset where I hate the way I look. Like to me right now, like I'm like, I look fat. I need to lose weight. I get in this weird mindset. So it's really just mainly like those two, like where I feel alone and I need to lose weight. But that, I mean, it's just I've come to learn too, where like I got into a lot of meditation and then yoga and then working out. As long as I do those, like I'm good, because you gotta work your way around things and just make the best of it and just realize who you are. And as long as you love yourself, that's all that matters. But like one time I went to the doctor and he prescribed me some medication. I didn't take it because the doctor was like, look, I'm going to prescribe you these medication. I don't remember what it was, but he was like, I don't advise you taking them. It's like, well, if you don't advise me taking them, then I'm not going to take it.
Then why did he give it to you?
I guess as those doctors, like if it's a product that they sell, they give it to you as like an option because they still like have to make money off of it, I guess.
Some bitch.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird.
No, the pharma, like I don't know if it's like pharma in bed with like medical establishments or whatever, but like the overprescription of antidepressants and anti-anxiety medication, that stuff is not to be taken lightly. Like when you get on that, it is going to like mess you up.
It's wrecked a lot of people.
What terrifies me on that, and this is why I have yet to go get any type of like help, is because I don't necessarily want to be cocktailed. And I will be cocktailed. And when you have such strong emotions, that is just the worst fucking thing to have at your disposal. You know what I mean? And it's just very scary that like you're essentially just given this. And then, oh, that's not helping you, so let's add this.
Oh, yeah.
And then let's do this. Okay, well, let's just try these two. No, okay, well, let's add this into it. So let's actually add this old one back in. You know, and so you're cocktailed until you either, hate to say it, you kill yourself, or you, like, essentially grow an addiction to these things and feeling like you need to be on these things, so you're dependent, or you do find that special cocktail that does kind of help and you do kind of get yourself out of these things, but it's just very scary to be played with like that.
Yeah. I literally, no, you have it right on. That is what they do. I started like medication. I think I was 15 or 16. And I watched my friend in college go through that exact thing, like being cocktailed and like being a guinea pig. And yeah, no, I mean, she came really close to like suicide and
It's
like
scary.
And because it messes with your emotions so bad and you have no control over it and they just like mess with it and keep messing with it. And there's going to be, you know, things that work and things that don't. And there's going to be a lot of things you have to try that don't work and like will send you into like the depths
Spirals,
of hell.
yeah. And not to say how it affects like your body. Like, I don't know how it affects a man's body, but like women, like I have so many friends that were started on antidepressants or on whatever as teenagers and it affected them like hormonally to where like they have never known their body off of medications. So
Did it cause infertility?
It can cause that. It can cause like massive weight gain, you know, because you have like once it starts messing with your hormones, you have to get on birth control, and that can cause infertility sometimes.
Jeez.
We had to get onto one of my family members because he was prescribed like antidepressants. But the thing is, I guess when you get on them, you kind of have to just stick with them so you could keep that mental balance of where you're at. But the thing that he was doing was he was treating it like an aspirin, where if he was feeling down, he took one.
Oh god.
So kind of like as aspirin, like if you have a headache, you just pop one and you're good. But he took it as like, oh, I'm feeling depressed today. Pop, like there you go.
Oh no.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, that's not how you're
not
supposed to
right.
take them at all.
Poor uncle.
But I think what it is too is I think a lot of people, it all comes down to education where people aren't trained to like, you can read the bottle and say, oh, take.
I was going to say, that's ignorance.
Yeah.
You just don't know.
Yeah. Because, I mean, you can read the bottle and say, oh, take one a day or something like that after a meal. But I'm sure there's more to it that we could be educated on.
There's
Yeah.
way more to it, but why isn't he consistently taking it? How is it making him feel to not take it? You know.
Well, he got off him, but you know, to try to get, you know, I mean, he found other ways, but I think for a lot of people, I think a lot of people do that.
Yeah.
So.
That's crazy.
But
this makes me think of, and no disrespect, this makes me think of this. I saw this, like, it was like almost like a meme. It was a picture of, you're either, like, it was like an overweight person and another guy who was fit, and he was like, they're both sad. It's like, which sad are you going to pick? Like, when you're working out, or they're life's gonna suck either way, like working out or living like this.
Like
And I was thinking
hard,
oh yeah, that's
Oh,
what
picking your heart.
sorry,
That's exactly
that's a
what it was.
vodka. I'm not able to explain myself very good, but I was thinking like either you're gonna go down that route, which is horror, or you're gonna deal with your emotions in a healthy manner, and that's still fucking hard, dealing with your emotions. Like I think a lot of men in particular struggle with being emotionally, like just knowing your emotions, like they hide it. It's I dealt with that like all last year and even this year, like really being able to be emotionally, like, what's the word, like healthy. That's the word. God damn it, this fucking Bloody Mary. Emotionally healthy. That's what I'm striving to be this year, because that shit will eat you up, man.
Oh yeah.
Same with taking those pills, I guess, because I never did any of that. Thank God, I've never gone down that route. But it's all choosing your heart. Life's fucking hard anyways. What the hell, man? Why is life so fucking hard anyways?
Just
I don't
when
know.
just when it comes with men though, just like that men psychology, like for example, we one of my aunts was her husband had passed away, and she was like, with us explaining to us like what happened, and she was breaking down crying, and then my mom was crying. And then later on, my aunt had left, and my mom had asked my dad and my older brother, it's like, how come y'all weren't like tearing up? Like that was a very sad thing. Like, do y'all not feel for her or what? And my dad said, as men, you only cry when another man is crying. You don't cry when a woman is in presence. So it's just crazy to think how different.
You only cry at funerals in the Grand Canyon?
Yeah, like that's what he told me was, I guess he has that mindset where you only cry whenever another man is crying. You don't cry whenever there's another woman present.
Jesus.
That's great. How old is he?
He's about to turn 60 in September.
Okay, so that's not even like.
But I guess, he's very old school Mexicano. With my way my grandparents were, they're like that too.
Like traditional.
Yeah. So, but even it's not just him. Like, I worked with a bunch of construction workers, and those other construction workers have like the same thoughts,
Just old heads.
Yeah.
Again, yeah, you don't show emotion.
Yeah.
That's like their mentality.
That's
Be a man. That's what their mentality is.
Yeah. I'm glad. I'm really excited to see like what the generation below us does with everything that we've kind of, I think,
Had to break.
the I don't know, glass.
Like I don't want to say generational trauma, but like those generational things that we kind of, because I don't consider myself traumatized, by my childhood, but I had so much instilled into me that now as I become a woman, as I've kind of worked through a lot of my emotions, like I'm kind of like, I shouldn't have been told to do that, or I shouldn't have been spoken to in these ways to feel like this way, or like, fuck it, this actually doesn't matter, and so like if I ever become a mother, like I'm gonna have to have a softness with my child, you know what I mean? And I think a lot of us are gonna have to break that, when we do have children.
Yeah. And I think a lot of us, like you said, like we weren't necessarily all like traumatized by our childhood or anything, but we are breaking a lot of the generational trauma, I guess, for lack of better words, of old values that have actually been like very detrimental to society and to growth. And I think we're very much in like the figuring out stage and like kind of creating a balance between like being very open and generous with love and with just kind of accepting emotions, but then also, trying to keep, I guess, just balance between not letting those overtake us in a sense, like being open and everything. But, you still have to control it in a sense to where it's not going to just run your life. And I think we're very much trying to figure out that. But that's why I said it'll be very interesting to see like what the generation below us does with everything we teach them.
And I feel like with every generation, they fought for something. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like my parents worked as hard as they did to make sure that I can have this like creative adulthood, or like to have this adulthood of like privilege, essentially. You know what I mean? And so it's like, what can we do to pass something else on to our children? Like, how can we like take advantage of this privilege that we get to live through?
I'm working on this storyline for, I guess, another upcoming film. Pretty much the way I like to portray it is like I guess our kids when they're grown and the way they talk to us. Because I feel like this next generation, like our kids, it's going to be an interesting, like, I feel like they're either going to really love us or really hate us. And like I had this like idea for this dialogue where the daughter's yelling at the dad saying like, look, like when you were younger, you didn't buy a house because you wanted to go to college and you got yourself thousands or hundreds of $1,000s in debt. So it's going to be interesting to see where the struggles that we have, like how it's going to affect our kids when we're at that age.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't know, because and we've talked about this before where, I mean, it's a cycle. Like, you know, what's it called? Like the baby boomers, they hated their parents, you know, and Gen X, they hated the baby boomers. And now us millennials are hating Gen X. But Gen Z, like, it's going to be interesting to see how they react towards us at that time.
What are they going to hate us for?
Yeah.
Where's your beef?
like every generation has that cycle of there's always something.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know, like what if our kids are like mom and dad, y'all were too soft on us. Y'all weren't hard enough on us. Y'all didn't get us, you know.
Talked about your feelings
Yeah.
too much.
That generation will be free of disease. They'll live to 200 years old. They're not going to have anything to fucking complain about at that point. I have hope in humanity that we're going down that path, kind of. Also down a path of destruction.
Yeah.
Save the bees, please. And go listen to that Tumbleweed Bees podcast that we have put out. On a lighter note, what are some of your favorite movies?
Ooh. Grand Budapest Hotel.
Oh, I love that movie.
Inglourious Bastards is like top tier. I love that movie so much. I love his way of reinventing history. I think that's so cool. And then I would say probably Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump's good. I love Forrest Gump.
I could always rewatch that. What about y'all?
Who made Grand Budapest Hotel?
Wes Anderson.
So that's my favorite Wes Anderson movie, and then that's also my favorite Quentin Tarantino movie, man. So shout out to those movies. We just saw There Will Be Blood. Great.
Oh my
That
God.
fucking movie was
They went
fucking-
that. That movie is amazing. Wait, y'all saw There Will Be Blood at the Alamo?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Are they just replaying it?
every month they have like a showcase of different films of different screenings. Like I've seen 2001: A Space Odyssey. I saw Rear Window. What else have I seen? They show like Friday the 13th Part 4.
They're doing
And
You can
Bruce
just
Lee
go
movie.
on their website and they have a calendar of just random showings. So they'll have, of course, like their modern showings, but like random days of the week they'll have like a showcase of like an old movie or something.
Oh, that's cool.
And sometimes they have
$10
like
bucks.
movie events where they'll give you like a little prop bag and it's a quote along. That's what they used to be called. I don't know if they do quote alongs anymore actually.
no, not anymore.
What happened with that?
I guess it's more like editing. Like they
Was it like a copyright thing though?
probably that, but you got to hire someone to add the words in too.
okay.
So it's probably more a time thing. So they would rather just play the film
Those are
and have the audience just say it out loud.
There used to be like a Selena quote along where you would like watch the movie and they give you like microphones and like stuff like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so awesome.
There's been a Beyonce one.
Texas Queen.
They don't do
Shout out to
the
my
music
Texas
dance
Queen.
parties.
Sing-alongs anymore?
Yeah, they
No.
don't do that anymore.
Hopefully they do one though for that new David Bowie documentary.
I've
or that
heard about
movie.
that.
Shout out to my Texas
beautiful.
Queens first and foremost. Beyonce and Selena.
Oh, I love
But
Beyonce.
but yeah, because movie
And
parties
Megan.
like for Christmas, I've seen like Christmas Vacation and Elf.
Oh my God,
And
that's awesome.
recently, I went to a Big Lebowski movie party
Oh.
and Back to the Future one. And they usually give you props. So like for example, like Back to the Future, they give you like these neon, not neon. What are those color?
Like glow
The
stick.
the glow sticks. Like whenever like the DeLorean's about to go back in time, people just like do this.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Yeah, Alamo's fun, dude. Sometimes they'll do like menus and shit. They'll do brunch. I remember for Halloween, I went to a brunch screening and they showed Scream.
I'm so sad I
And they
missed
had
that.
like they had a brunch menu for Scream.
What we need
That's
to
so
do this
sick.
Halloween is go see a Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Mm.
That was the best time I had ever had.
Doing a quote along. Yeah, they do that at all the theaters. My favorite though was when they used to have it at Showplace
Mhm.
down like over here, like the $2 theater.
Yeah.
That used to be so fucking fun because it was so ghetto in there. It always stunk. Floor was
I
always
still
sticky.
haven't stopped thinking about that movie.
There Will Be Blood.
Yes.
It's really good.
I
Have
randomly
you seen No Country for Old Men?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't know why, but I kind of group those two like horror western together. I recently watched Bone Tomahawk. If y'all like horror and western together, that's a good one.
Don't they split a dude in half in that movie? Yeah, I've seen that scene.
shit is gnarly.
That's what Kurt Russell is pretty much
Yeah.
about how Native. I don't want to say it's accurate, but like it's about Native Americans that are like they're cannibals, right?
Mhm.
Pretty much, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
the white man was brutal, but so were some of the Native Americans.
Oh yeah, I read Empire of the Summer Moon.
Oh yeah.
And so, like, reading about, I mean, like I'm saying, definitely, we came into their land and we had no right to do what we did. But hearing the stories of like those Comanche raids, dude, they were brutal. There was this one where they would go into unsuspecting towns that were just like unguarded, just settlers trying to move along, fucking imperialism. I don't know. I remember reading this one story, and they'd like scalped this woman and like cut her nose off and like maimed her, but she was alive. Like, she lived long enough to crawl back to the village. And like when everyone saw her, obviously they were like, dude, these people are demons. Like, what?
Yeah.
So I mean, it was messy.
It was a brutal time.
Yeah.
It was a
Yeah,
very brutal time.
they were all brutal.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude, that would suck. Oh.
No, imagine like
They were scalping, right? The Comanches did that. They
Yeah.
scalped.
most Indians, I think, scalped. Like, that's just kind of their way of keeping trophies.
Where are you from?
So I moved like around a lot. Growing up, I lived in 7 different cities before coming to Lubbock to go to school. I think the place I lived in the longest was either Dallas or this town called Schulenburg. This little like Czech German town in the hill country.
Have you been in Texas most of your life?
Mm-hmm. I lived in Georgia for about 3 years, 2-3 years, and then I came back to Texas. But
Yeah, because the Comanches were around in this area.
I know, and there's no
Wow.
like museums or landmarks or anything.
I think there might be one in Palador Canyon.
Really? Okay,
If I'm
because
not
that was their
mistaken.
like one of their last residing places, as they were in the canyon.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, I guess it's like that because Texas is like 95% private land. So I'm sure that has a lot to do with it. Compared to like New
Oh.
Mexico, where that's all
It's all
owned.
reservation.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's all owned. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure some of those older folks didn't want none of that in their land.
Yeah. But
Oh, Jesus. History is brutal, man.
yeah, like when you look at a lot of those Western films, like hell, they were just everyone was brutal.
Yeah,
And you
It
could
was a
get
hard time.
well because like in There Will Be Blood, like after that movie, I told Roy, I said, "Man, you really could have gotten away with murder back then."
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like no, there was no surveillance, like or anything.
Yeah, you disappear from your farm and they never see you again. You know, you
Yeah.
go live.
Yep.
You could go start a family in another like 10-mile town and they would never hear from you again.
Well, and like I was telling him too, like just think that in that movie, Daniel Plainview, you know, he would like kill someone and bury them there, but then he would buy the land and then drill oil out of it. So he pretty much just got away with,
Mhm.
you know, anything.
Murder.
Yeah.
Yeah. That last scene where the I guess ex preacher like comes back to his house and the bowling pins.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I was like, holy crap. Like,
Gee, have you seen that movie?
A very long time ago. It has
Oh,
been years.
fuck.
But like
But I
that,
remember I was
Somewhat.
very young.
but that beginning scene, you know, the year 1902 pops up and you think like that sounds like a long time ago, but
No.
it's really not. That's still very like modern compared to what
My great grandfather was born in that time
really.
on my dad's side.
Yeah, my great grandma was born in I think 1898. Yeah,
Yeah, he was born in 1888,
damn.
somewhere in Mexico. Came over here, so it's not that long ago. There's
It
people.
really is I mean, hell, it still kind of is the Wild West. Like from here all the way to LA, like it's just pure desert still, just open land.
at least we're not like fighting for our lives every day.
Yeah, yeah, that is true.
Hope it doesn't go that way.
Yeah,
It
no,
could.
honestly. Right? Like,
We're not that far from it. There's a few events that could happen that could make society completely collapse, which is wild to think about. And hell, this recession's about to hit. We don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. Hopefully, we all stay afloat.
Yeah.
I once heard this lecture where I guess it's this quantum professor where like everything's numbers, right?
Mhm.
And so everything's coding, and people don't realize if one code, I mean, I guess we're all kind of like a computer. Like if one code like messes up, like that could really just demolish society as it is. Like it goes from everything from the environment to you are to just natural events. Like when natural like disasters happen, that means like something in the coding just went wrong, and that's where disasters kind of happen. So there's a lot of weird things when it comes to quantum stuff and coding and
That's
like
a whole different
yeah.
thing. What the fuck? I don't even know nothing about that
Yeah,
shit.
same. That's what I'm just saying.
It's a crazy world out here. But it's also a beautiful world. People are beautiful. And I love talking to people. Thank you for being here.
Oh,
This
of
was-
course.
Sorry if I got a little personal. I forgot I was drinking vodka. It got to me a little bit. Sorry, guys.
I love to get personal. Like,
Did you guys not get a buzz from this? Am I the only one?
I'm feeling good.
yeah,
Jesus.
I'm too.
Okay.
Maybe you're just running on a little bit of bonus hours or something.
I don't know. I was like, once I started spilling out some stuff, I was like, oh fuck, I'm a little buzzed. Oh well.
Hey, maybe you needed to talk about it. Like, you know.
Yeah, but I don't want to need alcohol to talk about it. I wanted you to be able to do it. But anyways, this was a good conversation. I had a good time. Thank you.
Of course.
You got anything else to say? Where can they follow you?
Oh.
Any of that?
Oh, am I like promoing now?
Yeah, if you want. You don't have to.
My main account is Jilliann Elise, which is really funny because I just like made up the Elise part. That is no part of my name. I just hate my middle name. I was like looking up on the computer. It's like, what is a good middle name for Jill? And that's how I got that. But I love for y'all to follow me on JLRX Photos. That's where most of my work is going. And you can see my most recent project that we talked about in the beginning of the podcast, where Jen is killing it and
Thank
everyone
you.
else is as well. So I'd love for y'all to go check that out. Thank y'all for having me on.
If you want to do it again sometime in the future, let me know. I had a good time. Brad?
It was a good one. Follow me at Bradley Garcia and keep a lookout. I'm actually casting right now. I've hit up a few people for my next film, so keep a lookout.
Jennifer?
Follow me at Texas Chainsaw Alchemist. Lords of Film with a Z. I promise I'm getting back on it. I just
Realistically,
have-
would you do one over that Ethan Hawke movie? Is that the next one you think you'll do?
Oh no, that so I guess that can be the next one we release, but I'm pretty set on doing a Crimes of the Future one.
You saw it?
Did you watch it?
No, I want to go see it though. How is it?
I mean, I loved it.
Okay.
I really love it. I love
You should be her guest, so I don't have to watch it.
I mean,
talking
y'all need
about-
to do y'all's part and watch the fucking movie.
Talking about is it Viggo Mortensen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good
body
movie.
horror, right?
It is body horror. I understand why it was considered extreme. There is child nudity, but it's a cool movie. I mean, you
Like,
just,
like a baby?
he was a boy. He was a corpse. He was like 8.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
I guess we'll do our part.
I think
guess
that's
didn't watch
why.
it.
It's because it's when this shit. We'll discuss this in the Lords of Film. If you watch it, let me know because
Okay.
I would love to have a guest. But so whenever they released, well, it made its festival runs and people were straight up leaving the theater because of the disgust. And granted, it is a body horror movie, so it is disgusting. But I think that is really what pushed it. It's specifically that scene.
The child.
Well,
Yeah.
be on the lookout for that. It should be out in July then.
Yeah, I've had a busy June. I've had a legitimate busy
Took a
June.
break June, but you'll be back in July.
Yes.
Is it still in theaters?
I believe so. I saw it like
was-
2 weeks ago.
It was in there when we went and watched There Will Be Blood. I saw a screening
It's
for it.
at
So
Alamo.
Might have been.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
If not, I believe you can stream it, but if you can, watch it in a very dark theater.
Yeah, I love watching movies in theaters. That's
I appreciate the experience. I
Yeah.
appreciate the ability just to put this thing away and just eat snacks and watch a movie.
yes. I watched did you see Everything Everywhere all at once?
Mhm.
I loved watching that in theater. Did you like
Dude,
it?
We did an episode
I
on it.
cried so
It moved
hard.
me so much. I've seen it 4 times in theaters. It's
I saw it
such a
twice in
beautiful-
theaters, yeah.
Yeah, we did an episode on that one too.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch that one. I want
That-
to hear what
it
you have
was-
to say.
It was so hard though to summarize because it goes so
Oh,
many
you did that with
different
Chris.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't like it because I was just like, how do you summarize this movie that made you feel so much, but was so funny, but was so action packed?
Yeah.
You know,
Like
and
that?
but no, it was hard. It's hard to even like explain the plot.
Yeah.
When I try and explain the plot to my friends or coworkers, I'm like, just hear me out. Just hear me out.
But yeah. So be on the lookout for Lords of Film.
Yeah.
Follow the
I'm back on
Instagram account.
it. Lords of Film with a Z, and you can follow Hello.
Do those
too.
fake accounts still exist?
I think so. I've had like 3 spam accounts made.
Go fucking report those.
Honestly, Instagram won't do anything.
Well, fuck y'all then.
I got a message back from the Instagram on my hair Instagram because I reported that's the only one that I wasn't blocked on, and it said that they weren't going to remove it.
Well,
Yeah, 'cause it's not inciting violence. It's just, yeah.
But I feel like if enough people report it, like it should be considered spam, and like
Yeah.
we got to make friends with people on Instagram. That's the way to do it.
Okay. Good.
But Snake Pit with Rattlesnake Roy on everything. TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Patreon.com/Snake Pit Studios if you guys want to support so we can quit our jobs and do this full time. I'd really appreciate that. Alrighty, guys. We'll see how these next 2 are going to be really good. So hope you guys enjoy them.
Bye.